All right, boom, I'm back. I want to start off with two things. I have two things. So if you guys can stay for literally 30 to 37 seconds, then you'll hear the two main things that I want to do. Number one is I want to be able to build a community, be able to help everyone in trading just backtest. Even though I'm not where I want to be, I still want to have that community to where it's like, hey, we're all here, we're all striving for a goal, whether that be get funded, get 100K payout over the course of a year, just be better traders, be better people, just overall growth in ourselves as traders and people. So I want to be able to start a community like that, whether it be on Telegram or Discord or YouTube, like whatever it be. I just want to be able to have like a group, a solid group of individuals that we can come together when we're feeling shitty. Like, bro, I just blew my fucking funded account. I'm about to go do something I shouldn't. It's like, yo, you shouldn't, bro. You messed up. That's fine. It's business, it's trading, it's going to happen. How can we get better? That's ultimately what I want to do there. Number two, should I do these videos for more than like an hour? Um, I want to be able to give enough uh, transparency in like how I actually backtest. But if it's like an hour long, I don't want to bore you guys, right? I've been watching the videos over, and I'm like, yo, this is boring. I'm kind of dying out right here. I don't really care about this. Like, what's new out there? So let me know if I should keep these videos under 30 minutes, or if you guys are liking the hour long videos, the hour 30-minute long videos. Let me know if I should go an hour and more. That'll be definitely helpful for me so that I know to pace myself, as well for you guys. You guys are getting what you want. You guys are, watching the journey as well. And maybe I can just, do more. I can knock out, two 30-minute sessions in one day, and just, get better myself, move away from the chart, get a fresh mind, come back, and then back test and kill the back testing session. So, um, with all of that being said, if you're still here, we're about to hop into a back testing session right now. Um, Currently down about 1.3% on the account, which is fine. Um, Also, what I'm going to do is stick with that next day model and stick with it to a T. So essentially only trading Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If we hit a higher time frame level on the daily or the 4 hour, wait for the next day. Use the economic calendar as like a roadmap. Only thing is I like the 5 minute a lot. My entry protocols show up very well on that time frame for me. So I'm gonna keep that in mind. So that'll be the only change, not even change, just only like add on of the current model that's there. So that being said, let's jump right into it. So looking at here on the weekly, we tap this weekly order block. So we're going from internal range to external range liquidity. The buy side liquidity resting here. On a daily time frame, we fully filled in this inefficiency here. We traded down underneath this sell side liquidity here and tapped into this BISI right here. So we expanded bullishly out of that. This fair value gap here gets disrespected. We continue higher for buy side up here. Currently, where we're at now, we have news this Friday that should be an NFP. No, okay, whatever. Took out this high here. So what may happen is Wednesday we come down into that fair value gap that would potentially get created here and then trade higher. So looking at the 4 hour, looking at the 3 week look back, we have one, two, three. So yeah, this is my buy side, and this is ultimately my range, my dealing range here, from high to low. So we're currently in a premium, but we may be in like the discount of a premium. If you know the quadrants, like this would be like 25%, and then 75 would probably be like around here ish. Yeah, so we're like premium. So let's see what happens here. We just rated some highs over here, and we're tapping into the gap over there. So we may see a potential reverse for sell side. Just looking at how it's closing, we may see that. So on the 15-minute swept liquidity here, this was 930. So failing to displace above these highs here lets me know that we may push lower. We do have relative equal lows here, and then we have a gap down here. So let's let price play out a little bit. Okay, we get some speed and displacement lower, shifting structure there. On the 5 minutes, here we go. Looks like we get like an immediate rebound. So this, we sweep again, failing to close below. So we took out sell side liquidity, failing to close below, especially going from internal range liquidity to external range on the higher time frame. We can look for buy side. We can look for buy setups. So running the lows here, running these lows. I'll just put it as a trend line instead of like actually drawing out two lows. Taking these lows out and potentially forming a bullish order block here on the 5 minute, we can look at that inverse fair value gap for potential bullishness. Okay, I like this. This makes sense on the 15-minute. Doesn't really, you don't really see much, but excuse me. On the 1 hour, you can see we tapped into this fair value gap here and start displacing higher. So what I'll do is take this trade here. Because I have been taking a few losses, what I'll do is this. I'll go ahead, take a 1 to 2, risk 0.3%. If this trade is a winner, then the profit will be risked on the next trade to get us out of this drawdown here. So it'll be pretty much asymmetrical trading, asymmetrical compounding. So this is 10 a.m. This seems to be playing out. We get triggered in. Let's see. Looks like we're going to get stopped out here. Our price starts expanding. Okay. This is a nice close here. I like the way this closed after sweeping out this low here. So we came down into the mean threshold of this down candle here and then started displacing higher. Now, if we are truly bullish, then these arrays here should support price. We have the order block and then the mean threshold. If I get any signs of closing below these, then this would be my last order of support. Because if we don't close above this, if we close below this low right here, this will turn into a bearish order block, and I don't want that to happen. So continuing price forward, tapping off of that order block, trade down a little bit. We generate some buy side liquidity here. Let's see if we could take that out. Tap the mean threshold, tap the low, and we get a close below potentially. So this is going to stop me out. Yeah. So this is basically what I was saying. So if I get a close below these lows here and these levels, then we're getting taken out. And we did. So that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I know the risk of taking that trade at buy side liquidity. So let's go up to a higher time frame, see what we do. Go to next session. Yeah, so it ended up popping up again. Where's Tuesday? Tuesday's over here. Yeah, Tuesday was choppy. But we do have this range here that we can look to take out. Yeah, I like this. So after running out buy side, we can see a retracement to fair value gaps or an old low. So we have an old low here that we can sweep and then push up higher, and then this is a little bit in a discount of price that we can tap into. But first, let's see what happens at this low here. especially with buy side liquidity generated above. This is 9 a.m. This is 9:15, 9:30 sweeps. We get nice reactions and nice displacement back above. So let's see if we get a close above this high here, because that'll turn this into an order block, change the state of delivery. Nice. So this I would like to take, especially with this inverse fair value gap. So this fair value gap should have resisted price lower. We close above it, and then, so we pretty much balance it all throughout this action here. Let me see if I can. I would like to enter in because I see this as a order block. So I'll enter in here at the mean threshold. And there's a ton of buy side above me. So my stops are going to go below this low here. I'm targeting these highs up here. So a nice risk to reward. If I'm looking at it, I can see the breaker block because we have the low, the high, the lower low, and higher high. Go to a lower time frame, you can see it right there. So yeah, I'm looking to take this trade here for the buy, and I'm looking for the opposite end of liquidity. So let's see if we can take this trade. This makes sense. And again, same thing. If this trade is a winner, then I will be using the profits on the as the risk for the next trade. We get in, price starts expanding bullishly. We get a nice bullish order block created here. That should support price. We're truly bullish. We tap break even again, tap the entry. Still trying to find support at this level here. Let's see if we displace above this high here. Nice. Should draw to buy side now, especially with the creation of this order block here as the propulsion candle. Nice fair value gap here, so this can push price higher. That's what I would like to see. Closing below it, not the best sign. Yeah, we're failing to close above it, so my stops are going to move up a little bit more, taking some risk off of the table. So if I do lose, it's not going to be heavy, but if I win, it's the normal risk to reward. But yeah, it's rejecting this inverse fair value gap, especially after taking out this high here. I would have much rather that take out the buy side liquidity above price, but let's see what we do. Nice, taking our time here. It's 10:45. We're continuing to push higher. So that gap, since we closed back above it, we can look at that as support. Nice push higher. We did just take out all of these relative equal highs up here. So up 0.5%. Stops are going to go in a good amount of profit underneath this inverse fair value gap here. Let's see. Boom, TP hit. Nice. Nice. Now let's go and see what that profit was. We can use that as risk. 832. That was a nice trade there. That made a lot of sense. Running out sell side, targeting buy side. That made a lot of sense. So we can move on to the next trade. Let's see what we do here. Go to next session. All right, let's delete some of this so we can get a good, clear picture. All right, so we're at this buy side liquidity high, and we're using this high here to potentially push price higher. Excuse me. Let me use this. Do I have this toggled as old high? I do. That's my old high here. So we tapped it here, failed to close below into this fair value gap. So we may look to push higher for buy side here. Just have to see what price is looking like on a lower time frame. Yeah, this looks choppy. I don't want to get into any of this. This is chop. Yeah, but this was a nice trade here. Run on sell side, immediate displacement to buy side. That made a lot of sense. Um, where am I? Oops. 15 minutes. All right, let's see what we can do here. Just looking at price at this moment, yeah, it's a lot of consolidating right here. Uh, Not too pushy on a trade right now. Yeah, I'm not looking to take any type of trade here. So let's see what we do at 9:30. This is 9 a.m. This is 9:15. So looks like we resist this here, this inverse fair value gap and fair value gap, especially running out these highs here. We get that entry protocol on the 15-minute. So we have a higher time frame fair value gap here below a high. We run out that high, taking out buy side, and we displace below this most recent low, fully filling in a BISI, leaving open a SIBI, and we have liquidity resting below us here, trend line of liquidity. But because it's prior to 9:30, we can see any type of action. What I would like to see is, because I'm still on the bullish side of things, is a run below some lows and then pushing higher for buy side. We also have this trend line of liquidity as well. So we just got to wait and see what price is doing. Ran sell side, pushing up for buy side. Yeah, no clear entry because of the wicks that are involved, but this breaker is likely to push the price higher. Yeah, we tapped into it, found support, and now it's pushing out. But that chop is choppy. Yeah, that buy side liquidity is gonna get met. There you go. Would have been a good trade, but little little too muddy for my liking. But we did continue to buy side, so that was a good what do you call this? This was a good draw, finding the draw on a higher time frame and executing on a lower time frame, but not executing, not actually taking the trade. Having a good idea as to where it would go, but refraining from taking that trade because of the action not being as clear. So nice. This is a good one for Friday, especially. So we took out some highs and we failed to close above it. So that would mean that we trade lower, and we do. We trade down into this fair value gap here. So now we do have a little bit of sell side below us in the forms of like gaps. Like we have this fair value gap here and this fair value gap again. So yeah, this on the 4 hour looks crazy, like a what do you call this? A swing running out buy side here, relative equal lows down here, low resistance liquidity, shifting here, smart money reversal, low risk sell, maybe. That looks crazy, right? Um, but let's see what we do here. And there's news. But yeah, so this makes sense to take shorts. We have this 4 hour fair value gap here. Hourly, same thing on the hourly. So on a 15-minute, yeah, I would like to run out these highs first before looking for any type of selling. So let's see if I can get that first. So there's just 9 a.m. There was news at 8:30. So this is 9 a.m. This is 9:15. 9:30 should sweep out buy side. Damn, I wanted another sweep here. But there it goes, which is fine. That just means that the upcoming week should be a little cleaner. We generated some buy side liquidity as well. Still having trouble running it. This is like that muddy price action I was talking about. Like, yeah, we get above highs here. We create a order block, but taking this low and then reverting all the way back doesn't do the job for me. So this Friday, we're not going to trade. We're going to push to next week. Boom. And Mondays, I don't trade. So Tuesday, what? Let me hold it right here. This looks nice because we're failing to close below this fair value gap here, and we're sweeping liquidity. We swept relative equal lows, and we're starting to push higher. So let me take this off and put my highs up here. Put this back in. South side. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday's news. Yeah, I like the way this is setting up for potential buys. So let's go into, this is Monday. Let's go to Tuesday. Nice. Still like the way this closed. Still failing to displace below that low. Pushing higher. So this is likely to be an order block. We can still continue to find support to go to external range liquidity. So here we came from internal range to external range liquidity is what I'm looking at. So on a 15-minute. Let's continue on. This is 9 a.m. This is 9:15. 9:30 opens. We trade lower. Sweeping a little bit of liquidity over here. This is 9:45. Dropping lower. We do have relative equal lows over here from yesterday's, so from Monday's PM session. We could take those out and then possibly push higher. There's the run on those lows there, and we start to get a little bit of displacement. Change this. Sell side. So I like the way it rejected that right there at 10 a.m. Nice. So if you get a shift here, I can look for a sell side, for buy side on the highs up there. So let's see if I get my shift. That's good enough for me. So I'm gonna go here, put my risk here, stops below the low, targeting 1 to 2, go up, go up, there we go. Place my order, risking, we'll just go 800 because I don't know what it was all the way. Save. There we go. Dang, price just pushed higher, straight to TP. Great idea, great trade idea. All that happened was price never retraced that back down to the fair value gap. Maybe an order block, maybe. 15-minute wasn't really much, just the run on those lows, but this is a great trade idea that should have played out, which it does, but we should have been in it. No worries though. That was a great trade. So moving forward, still looking for buy side. Let's see how that day ended up. Ooh, we ended up closing higher, but we are starting to trade a little bit heavy below, which is fine because we do have sell side, I mean, a fair value gap below as well, right here. And there's a Wednesday news, so this is Wednesday. It very well can sweep some lows and then push higher. So let's see what we can do here. Sweep the previous week low and then trade higher for this trend line of liquidity. So liquidity is definitely building up right there. It's because it's on the 4 hour. So let's see what we do here. This is the 1 hour. We are looking to push entirely lower. It's like we had 8:30 news. Okay. So again, let's see what we do. This is 9 a.m. See if we push down for that sell side liquidity pool below us, which is the previous week low. This is 9:15. 9:30 opens. Push a little bit higher to that inverse fair value gap on the daily. And we start to push lower for sell side. Nice, we take out some sell side. We actually run through that like heavy. Uh, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, this is good though. We traded underneath these lows here into this daily fair value gap. Let me see if we can get a little bit more action. Yeah, so nothing crazy. We ran above this high here. Yeah, this was could have been a change in state of delivery entry, and then an institutional order flow entry, drawer entry at 10:10. So that's fine. Let's go to the next day and see how we trade. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh man. So the reason why I'm saying this is beautiful is because we get a clean rejection off of this daily mean threshold here, and we closed back above this swing low here. So now what does that tell me? That lets me know that we may be pushing higher relatively quickly. Not, let me not say relatively quickly, but with some sense of speed. We have this fair value gap here that supports price. Here, started pushing higher a little bit. So on the 1 hour, we have this order block here that can support price. But we do have this 4 hour below us if we don't. So dropping down to the 15. Let's see if we find support at this fair value gap here, because this is the fair value gap of the higher time frame entry protocol. We have the run on these lows here. We tap into this fair value gap. We fully fill in this inefficiency. We shift structure here. We leave a BISC open. So we can trade down into this and then find support out of it. So let's see how this plays out. On the 15 minutes, so let's drop down to the 5 minute and let's take a look at this action here. So this is 9 a.m. 9:15. Oh, actually, no, I don't know if this is 9:15. Let me go here. Okay, so this is 9 a.m. 9:15. 9:30. Oh wow, this is beautiful. Traded back down into this for value gap. Should push higher. Well, you had a deep retracement. Yeah, we fully fill in this SIBI. Close above this low here to create an order block after tapping into this 15-minute fair value gap. Yeah, could push higher from here. Yeah, 1 minute structure to me now at this point looks absolutely terrible, bro. I can't read it anymore. I mean, I can read it, but it's just like, ew. Oh, wow, we came down, swept this initial low here. I mean, I'd like to take a trade now, for sure. Looks like we're struggling to get back above some highs. We generating a shit ton of buy side right there. What did we tap? We didn't really tap anything. No. 1 15 minute, an hour. Yeah, this may be the reason to trade a little bit lower to those lows. This action and then Friday's action will be the last of the session. So we're creeping up on 30 minutes. So we have some lows here, have an order block here. May trade lower, may not. I would like for it to trade a little higher for buy side, just based on the higher time frame, but let's see what we do. Yeah, it's playing around. I don't like the way it's playing around. Yeah, there you go. So this was the close. That was the, like, this is what I wanted to see so that I could give that expansion higher. But it was just playing around. We ended up trading down into this order block and then pushed higher. So these relative equal highs up here are on the menu. And I mean, you know the rest. There's a shit ton of buy side above us. On the 1 hour, generating some buy side liquidity, and then we're likely to push higher above that. So with this being coming up on 12 noon, we'll move forward. Let's go to a higher time frame and just read it. Oh yeah, this is not gonna hold. Okay. Also, what I'm noticing is that I'm able to kind of flip my bias if I'm, not, if price is letting me know that it's not going to hold something. Like here, I know because we created this order block and we're resisting off of it, most likely formed a high on the lower time frame right here. We form a high here, and it's most likely not going to hold. There's no point in trying, and for me, trying to, make it hold, you know. So look lower potentially, especially because this low here should have fully filled this if we were bullish, but it doesn't. We're finding resistance at the mean threshold of the fair value gap and the daily order block. So we can look for lower prices going from internal to external, or at least some version of liquidity on the lower time frame. So just looking at it from here, from this perspective, we do have relative equal highs above us. And we did just take out these lows back here. So let's see what we can do. This is 9 a.m. This is the last trade of the week. This is 9:15. Yeah, we start pushing lower after resisting this fair value gap here on a 15-minute. That was a decent reaction or rejection. So we took out this low here. If we shift and close above this high, we can look for the relative equal highs up there. Clean. This could be looked at as a breaker entry. There. So I'll be taking this here. Stops going below this low over here. My target is these highs up here. So 15-minute. So because I took this out, well, let's see if it forms. Because I was just thinking to myself just now, I literally set it up to where it's most likely to trade from internal range, the SIBI, to the low. I just framed the buy setup just now. Those are two in, like, they're not lining up. Those are two analyses that are not aligning. So what I'm gonna do is reanalyze because I just literally just realized, okay, I set it up to where we're respecting this daily order block. Why am I looking for a buy setup? All right, so reacted off of this daily order block, reacted here as well. Looks like I'm picking a low at this point here, even though we're below this low here, failing to close below. I have relative equal highs up here. 15-minute. Now, I do remember Justin Wierlin saying, hey, if it's kind of unclear to take the entry, don't take it. Just wait for a little bit more action. It is 9:30, so let me wait for the close here. before taking anything. Because this close, and yeah, that makes sense. This close here would be like the confirmation I would need in order to actually take the trade. But here we're starting to, run a little bit lower. Yeah. So I would have been sick if I took that trade and have it go in my initial intended direction of the higher time frame bearishness. So I would have been a little bit heated about that. But oh, there you go. It is what it is. Fair value gap entry there to trade it short. Low that is being targeted is way down there. May not get an entry, but if we can take that way lower, oh, possible fair value gap entry here. Institutional order flow entry drill because our lows are right here. What I'll do, I'll test this out because I don't normally take institutional order flow entry drills, but just to give it some validity and see if it's, if like my ability to read price as it's, trading down to a area of, sell side or buy side, if I'm able to, say, okay, this area here is going to resist price, we can hold this here, etc., then I'd be happy to be able to call that out and take it in real life. So just to test it out here, even though we just took a winning trade, I'll risk $200 on this trade. Save. Let's see what we do because this is a fair value gap right here. Yeah, let's see how we react. Stops above this high here. Time is 10:30, so let's see. I want to be able to run into this gap here before taking out those lows there. Now, if I'm looking at it from a OTE, this lines up nicely. So let's see what happens. Like we're starting to get a little bit of the retracement here. Looks like we can get triggered in now. I want to see a change in state of delivery. Start up. A lot of drawdown. We get stopped out. Cool, no problem. That was just a test just to see what would happen, especially with us being so close to those lows there. I would have anticipated price to just run those lows with some speed and significance, but doesn't quite do that. So setting up for the next session. Nice. We have the rejection of this, still failing to close below this daily fair value gap here. Ran below Thursday's low, failed to close below Thursday's low, so we can look for price to trade up to Thursday's high. So let's see what happens on the next session. Again, we still have these relative equal highs all above us here that can be swept, this trend line of liquidity. We do have some relative equal lows that we just put into the market. So let's see how this plays out on the next session. I'll just mark everything up. Because we ran Thursday's lows over here, ran it here on Friday, expanded bullishly, shifting structure, inverse fair value gap, regular fair value gap. We come down, sweeping out these lows here. We have an order block here that can push price higher for this high, this high, this high, this high, this high, this high, this high. So that's it. Still in Houston. About to go hop in the pool. But until next time, I'm out of here. Again, remember those two things. I want to be able to create a community. Let me know if I should keep these videos under 40 minutes because this video is about to be 40 minutes. Or here, let's 2, 8. Whoa. 5, 4, 3, 2, I'm out of here.